Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's a Thermomix TM6. And what I want to do today is just show you around the TM6, some of the features and benefits that it offers. Also, I want to do some demonstrations with it. I want to cook some different meals, prepare some different types of food. I'm really looking forward to this video because there's a huge amount to talk about on it. Just before we start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up, hit the like button as long as you like the video. Now I must admit this video is going to be slightly different. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into a couple of different videos. One of them I'm going to talk a bit about the product itself and I'll do a demonstration on it. I will also do another video where I'm actually going to show the different recipes and different ways of cooking. And I suppose the reason for that is because this kind of product, the Thermomix TM6, does a huge amount. It's a kind of product that I could do a video for 5 or 6 hours, keep talking about it, give different demonstrations, and I think even then I've not fully justified what it can actually do and to show you the full benefit. I will be honest, I've actually borrowed this from one of my friends, Louise, so I just want to thank Louise for lending this to me. I think it's one of those that she tends to use a huge amount, and apparently it's one of these products that once you've got one, once you get to know how to use it, then trying to borrow it from her was quite a task, so thank you very much. Because it's used every day, for whether it's for making things to do with breakfast, lunch or dinner. As I say, there is a huge amount to talk about, and she's been really good. She's made a lot of notes for me. There's an abundance of different recipe ideas. So what happens is people go and buy different kitchen gadgets and you store them in the cupboard, and then sometimes they're used, sometimes they're not used. And first of all, it gets very expensive to do that. Also, unless you've got a huge kitchen with huge cupboards and a lot of storage, then it can be quite tiresome trying to keep everything tidy within the kitchen. I know certainly in the kitchen I've got here that it's not that big, and it's quite annoying having different kitchen gadgets. So this kind of gadget, initially you might look at the cost of it and you might not think it's that good value for money, but once you get to know how many different kitchen gadgets it replaces and what it can do, then you'll definitely start to think again. I've actually got a list of all the kitchen gadgets that this can replace. I'll just go through some of them because some of these I won't talk about again, so I'd rather just mention them. You've got the sous vide cooker, the hand mixer, blender, butter maker, food processor, coffee grinder, stand-up mixer, soya bean maker, cream whipper, not cream whippet, is it? You've got the grater, dough machine, cookbooks, yogurt maker, egg cooker, soup maker, potato mill, rice cooker, steamer, kitchen scales, bread maker, soup maker, kettle, sorbet and ice cream machine, meat grinder and slow cooker. So there's a huge amount or a huge number of kitchen gadgets that it can replace. So apart from having to buy all those separate kitchen gadgets, you've got everything in one. The other main advantage, as I just mentioned earlier, if you've not got a huge kitchen, then it's all just in one unit. It's actually got integrated scales within this, so that when you're weighing all the ingredients out, it'll show you on the display. I'll show you the display a bit more detail in a moment. But the scales can go up to 3 kilograms, so there's not a lot that you'd be putting in there. So up to 3 kilograms is a huge amount. Also, the capacity on the container here is 2.2 litres, so there's plenty of space to get all the liquid and all the food into there. I'll go a bit more detail about the cleaning of it, but as far as the cleaning of it, it's really easy. That's one thing that I do hate, that when it comes to buying things like these kitchen gadgets, if you need to spend a long time cleaning them afterwards, after you've done your cooking, that can be really frustrating. So I've had a quick look at this, and I have seen that it's really easy to keep clean, whether you're hand washing it or whether you stick it in the dishwasher. That's up to you, but you've got both options. You get quite a few accessories with the Thermomix. You've got things like the Varoma and the Varoma lid. You've also got in here, that's it, just at the front, you've got this is called a butterfly whisk. Now I will be using this. There's a recipe that I found that looks really good to try and use that as well. and you get the cheeky little spatula with it. So that's really good. Also, this recipe book, I'm not going to go into all the recipes, but there's a huge number of recipes to go through. But personally, I'd recommend, when you first get the Thermomix, I'd recommend downloading an app on your phone called Cookie Do. It's something that, I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of it beforehand, but I've downloaded it onto my phone and I am really impressed. At the moment, they claim there's around 50,000 recipes on there, and that's ever increasing because they just keep updating the site. What it will do is it gives you the ability to have a look at recipes on your phone or tablet, whichever, and then that will actually sync to the Thermomix itself. So via the screen on the front, it will just sync the recipe and it will take you through a guide on how to cook. It's absolutely brilliant. I've seen this in action. I went to a demonstration that Louise was doing. She actually gave us a good demonstration and I was really impressed. So what I've tried to do is I've come up with a handful of recipes that I want to try. They're not the same ones that Louise has done, but I've come up with some that should be a good test for it at least. I suppose some of the other advantages, so if you're clearly, you can keep it at home if you want to. You can either keep it on your kitchen worktop, which I think most people would do, this kind of product, because it's used so much. It's not the kind of kitchen gadget that goes into a cupboard and sits there. But you've also got the advantage that if you go away a lot, so if you're staying in a caravan or going to a mobile home on holiday or something, then if you do a lot of cooking yourself, then this is a kind of product that I'd recommend taking with you. Rather than buying food out, then I'd recommend just taking this with you and you've got the ability to start doing a lot of cooking when you're away. I suppose there are quite a few advantages and people are going to buy this kind of product for different reasons. I think for some people it'll be the cost saving, because clearly if you're making food yourself, if you're going to cook yourself, cook everything fresh, buy the nice ingredients, then you will save money. If you're like me, where you like things like batch cooking, that's one of my favourites. I do like making a large batch of something and then either popping it in the fridge or popping it in the freezer, just so I've got another meal that I know I've freshly prepared that's ready to start cooking. Some of the people will buy this product for space saving. They don't want all the hundreds of kitchen gadgets, the list I've just read out there, they don't want all those in the kitchen. So they will buy this rather than having to buy all those separately. There will always be things like finance deals available. I personally don't sell it. If it's something you're interested in, then just leave me a comment in there and then I can pass your information on to someone if you end up being interested in this. I'm not selling it. That's not really what I'm about. I just enjoy talking about these kind of products. I've seen it in action and see what it can do. So anything I talk about here is just talking about the product. As I say, I'm not selling it. But I suppose other advantages are the cost saving when it comes to, if you're comparing this to, say, getting a takeaway. That's something that we've probably reduced on a lot since COVID, since the pandemic. You realise that costs have gone up quite a lot. And we used to get some takeaways. We've never had too many takeaways as a family. But personally, I really enjoy making food myself. I enjoy being in the kitchen. And one of the recipes I'm actually going to do is butter chicken. That's something we've normally enjoyed. But what you will find is that some of the cost savings, if you can make it yourself, using the nice ingredients, then as well as tasting pretty much as good as getting a takeaway, you will save a fortune. I've seen some of the cost savings that Louise has done for me. I've got a list here. I won't go through it all, but some of the cost savings, so things like the oat milk, so things like milk can be really expensive. If you were going to make it, well, if you're going to buy it in a shop, then for a litre, it could be around £2. If you're going to make it yourself using the Thermomix, then you're looking around 30p per 1 litre. So initially you're saving £1.70. As I say, I've got a whole list of different ways of saving money. Vegetable stock pots could be £11.90 for 800 grams, and and you're looking around 34 pence. So it, you know, the savings speak to themselves. Chocolate hazelnut spread, £3.15 if you're going to buy it, or around 80 pence to make it yourself. There's well, things like the butter chicken, for 4 portions at a takeaway you're looking around £31 as an average. Clearly it depends where you go, but in the Thermomix, if you're to make it yourself, then you're looking around £8.90. So some of the savings there are huge. I just thought I'd plug it in, just show you the display quickly. I know you probably can't see it, it's probably a little bit far away, but it's a full colour LCD display. As I say, it's fully interactive, it's touchscreen, and as I mentioned earlier, once you link it up with your phone, just get it connected to your internet. It's got Wi-Fi built in, then it really does a huge amount. I suppose some of the other advantages that you've got when you're buying this kind of product, things like planning meals. So if you're into planning meals, that is really good. It does save a huge amount of time and money. You'll also find you've got different types of customers that will buy this. You've got some chefs, you've got some up-and-coming budding chefs. I suppose like one of my lads, Thomas, he really enjoys cooking. Actually, both of my lads enjoy cooking, but Tom, he's quite although he's 16, he really loves getting into the kitchen, preparing and making a meal. Not so much the washing up afterwards. He's not quite as au fait with that. It's quite a challenge to get him to wash up. But the cooking, he's more than happy to do. He's had a look at this and he's had a go with it, and he really enjoys cooking with it. We did try something a day or so ago and it worked out really well. So I suppose you've got different types of people. The other side, where you've got people that are not interested in cooking, they don't really have an interest, but they're prepared to learn. This kind of product is ideal as well, because it takes you on a step-by-step guide and it's really simple. I suppose for idiots like me, where some of the instructions are, or can be on other products, can be a little bit difficult. So as I say, you've got different types of people. You've got the people at one end where they're not really interested, but they're prepared to learn, where this is ideal. Then you've got the other end where you've got almost professional chefs, or you've got other people who are really au fait with cooking and really good and really enthusiastic. That's also ideal. So I think I've done enough talking now. What I want to do is I want to start making some different recipes or different meals. So let's see how we get on. So now I've got the Thermomix in position, then all I need to do is get it set up. If you follow me on YouTube for a while, you will know that I'm not a huge fan of instructions. I must admit, I have been given a huge amount of information. I'll show you one of the books. So this is the main instruction book that it comes with. I've been given a whole load of information. There really is a lot. I'm really impressed with how much information it comes with. I suppose what I like to do is I always like to try and figure things out for myself. So all I need to do is press the on and off button. I must say, I do really like this display that's on the Thermomix. Just wait for it to initialize. Always just takes a moment to come on. Nothing to worry about. But the first thing I need to do is to have a look, and it's just saying that Thermomix is offline. Hopefully you can see that. What I've done is I've tried to provide a little bit of extra light into the video this time, because the kitchen I'm in is a little bit dark, so I've just popped a ring light next to the camera. So let's have a look. I must say, again, this display is absolutely fantastic. I know you might not be able to get the full benefit of this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. That's out. So let's just zoom in a little bit to hopefully make it a little bit clearer for you. So all we need to do is have a look at the settings. So what I want to do first of all is get this connected onto my Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi, just find which one we're on. Clearly this is a touchscreen display, so it's lovely clear display. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my password in, and then I'll get this set up to my internet. So now we've got the Thermomix connected to my internet. That was it. So I must say that was very simple to get started. All of the other connections are okay. I don't really need Bluetooth at the moment. So country, so United Kingdom, clearly I want it in English. And you'll see something here called Cookadoo. Now I must say, I love the name. Cookadoo is basically an app that you can download onto your phone or tablet. What I've done is I've downloaded it onto my phone, and what you can do is you can actually search for different recipes, and what it will do is it will actually almost sync together. So the different recipes that you download on your phone, it will sync through to the Thermomix. Now this is something that I personally love, because what I want to do is, if I'm out shopping and I decide that I want to cook a certain meal, or say a certain recipe that I've decided, so I could be in the supermarket, and what I can do is I can actually go onto my Cookadoo account and I can see everything that I would need, and I can also see how long it will take to cook. So for example, if I wanted to cook, say, pizza dough, then it will tell me the complete process. So it's saying that how difficult it is. So it's quite easy to do. It's only about 5 minutes preparation time. Total time to prepare it is around an hour, and to make sure it's completely finished, that's saying that it's 4 pieces. And clearly what you can do is, if you are cooking for more than 4 people on this recipe, then you can just change the number of people that you want to prepare it for. So if you wanted to, say, prepare it for 6 people, then it just changes the list of ingredients for 6 people. Or hopefully, as you saw there, it could reduce it down to 2 as well. So that's something that I really like about this app. And if you want to look for something as well, then just go back to the top. Where is it? So if we go up to the top here, then just pop in the search. That's it. So I looked up chicken earlier, and then it will bring up everything related to chicken recipes. Now this is something that you can spend hours and hours looking through this. I must say I've had quite a good look through. What I've done is I've come up with a handful of recipes that I want to try. I just wanted to try some completely different things. I want to try a couple of things that are a little bit different, and a couple of, I suppose, standard recipes. But I'd recommend certainly downloading the Cookadoo app on your phone. If you're not too sure where to get it from, I've just provided a link below. But anyway, back to the Thermomix. So there's a lot you can set up on here. I'm not going to spend too much time on going through the whole setup process of it. I want to sort of give a couple of demonstrations of it. You have got something on here called transportation mode. Now this is something, if you are going to move it, so if you're going to say take it away with you on holiday, or if you're going to move it to another location where you're going to be putting it in a car, personally I've been told that it is much better to put it into transportation mode. It's a lot safer to do it that way. And then when you get to the other locations, so I do know of a couple of friends that what they do is they've got one of these and they take it away with them when they go on holiday. They go and stay in the caravan, and what they do is they pop it into transportation mode, take it away with them. As soon as they get to the caravan, they just reinitialize it again. So it's quite an easy process. I'm not going to go through it now, but you've got a lot of different options on here. So system of measurement, I want to have it in metric, but you can change that if you want to. So we just go back, and you've got quite a few different options in here to start with. So you've got my recipes. So if you got certain recipes that you tend to cook or you enjoy cooking, then you can actually bookmark these. So let's just have a quick look. These are some that have been bookmarked within the machine. I must admit this is one that I've borrowed. The previous owner has put in quite a few different recipes. There's all different types of recipes. I must say it's really nice to see there's quite a wide range of recipes. So we've got things like apricot jam, we've got barbecue sauce, Caribbean carrot cake, that sounds really nice, cheesy garlic breadsticks, cheesy soufflés. So there's a whole range of different recipes that the previous owner or the owner of this machine has cooked since they've had it. And really the beauty of making this kind of food yourself is you know all the ingredients that are going into all of this. And that can be really important. So if you either are intolerant to certain foods, or if there's certain types of food that you're not sure about, if you were, say, lactose intolerant or anything like that, then the beauty is you know what's going into the food. Plus, when you start making things yourself, I'd recommend things like batch cooking. I've always been a huge fan of batch cooking myself. I'd much rather make a large quantity of something and then either pop it in the fridge or even the freezer. You will find some things can actually last quite a long time, especially if you put them in the fridge or the freezer. But really, again, just going through all of these, there's a huge amount that this person has made before. Pumpkin pie, I have made that before, and it's something which I must admit I really wasn't sure about to start with, but I absolutely love it. Love pumpkin pie. Red berry yogurt, that's something which I've tried before and I did really enjoy it. But all that happens once you've found a recipe that you want to start cooking with, then first of all it will tell you the details here. What I will do, let me just zoom in. Again, I zoomed out. It's not going to work, is it? I need to learn to use my camera a bit better. Let's just move the camera down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer again. So what it will do is it will show you on the display how easy the recipe is. It shows you the preparation time, the total time. So clearly if you're going to make yogurt, then it's quite a long process. It's just over 12 hours. It doesn't mean you have to sit and watch it for 12 hours. It just means that it will take 12 hours to prepare the yogurt altogether. And then it gives you a full list of ingredients on the left hand side, and it gives you the full process of how to prepare it and cook it. Even shows you the utensils that you need. It's got some hints and tricks, so that is absolutely fantastic. Apple mulled wine, love mulled wine, absolutely love it. When I'm recording this, it is, middle of November. We're just coming into mulled wine season. That's something that I absolutely love. So if I was to start cooking this, what do I need? So 250 grams of apples, peeled, cored and quartered. So all you need to do is just to pop these into the container here. And what it will do is it will just take you through the whole process. So just press next. I'm not going to carry on at the moment because I've not got the apples prepared, but I must say I think that has to be one of the recipes that I am going to prepare. So let's just come out of it before I start to cook that or start to be tempted. But that's just really going through, it's like an overview of a lot of the recipes that are in here anyway. So these are ones which have been bookmarked beforehand. Clearly if you buy a new machine, then there won't be anything bookmarked in there. Personally, what to do, as soon as you get your Thermomix, download the Cookadoo account on your phone, have a look through, get some recipes and get them bookmarked within the machine. That's what I'll do first of all, and then start to get the ingredients as you go along.